He probably runs a 4.7, but he'll get drafted anyway. And he's bald-headed. He looks like a James Harrison, but not as muscly. Or steroidy. But
so while we're on the topic of the combine, why don't you go ahead and give me some of your top performers, some guys who jumped out, some guys who helped their stock, some guys you want to see more from, you want to hear more from.
Okay, but for this guy, his situation is a whole other story. Darius Weiss?
Yeah.
I can never say his name. He ran a 4.49.
I was going to get to that later, but
okay, no, we'll hold off on that. No,
Yeah.
We'll hold off on that. He ran a 4.49. Like I said, baby Marshawn Lynch. Runs angry, runs perfectly pissed off. Had a great combine, great workout. Saquon Barkley,
honestly,
obviously won
though,
overall.
man,
He had a better. I think Saquon Barkley had a
honestly,
better combine than Adrian Peterson.
I was expecting more from Guse because
Guice,
whatever you want to say.
He ran a 4.49. That's good enough for me. I
Yeah,
just want to see if he can get to 4.4s.
But they were saying he was going to run a 4.3.
Bro, LSU players always run faster at their pro days.
That's true. You're right.
And it all comes down to technique. And by the way, he was literally in there for like 4 days, being poked, prodded, asked really stupid, evasive questions. And there's
okay, all right. I'm everyone.
Along with every other prospect.
Yeah, okay.
Like
Saquon Barkley still ran a 4.4 and stumbled.
Yeah, but that's a freak of nature.
I don't want to hear nothing.
He's a freak of nature.
I don't want to hear nothing. He
stumbled.
He's
exactly. And Dante Jackson, the LSU corner, probably would have ran a 4.2 had he not had a shitty start and ran and veered off to the left when he was running his 40. There's a couple guys who are fast. They just like Joe Hayden had a bad 40 time at the combine years ago.
Which 40 times aren't everything, but
no, they are in some cases. If you're a corner and you run a 4.6 or 4.7. Like Tavares McFadden, the Florida State corner, Deion Sanders was like, man, a lot of scouts are saying this guy's slow. He runs a 4.67. 2016, he led the nation with 8 interceptions, but ran a 4.67. He's 6'2". Unless he plays safety, he's done.
Who?
Tavares McFadden.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Florida State
and it looked like it hurt, too.
Yeah.
Like it looked like he had a sled and a parachute on his back. It looked like he was
shot both of his hamstrings.
It looked like he was pedaling a bike uphill.
With
no chain, which is a metaphor to my life.
Okay, damn. All right then. Wow. That was dark. That was darker than Big Sean's album.
All right.
Anyway, also
other guys who jumped
just
out.
Penn State athletes. Mike Gesicki ran. He's 6'6", 250. Ran a 4.54.
I want to shout out Troy Apke, who actually
the white safety
ran a 4.32,
4.34,
and
41-inch vertical.
Actually shocked Deion Sanders.
He's like, I can't say. You know why I can't say what I want to say on national television? Because white dudes aren't that fast, and white safeties usually can't cover, especially a dude. But he ran track and then transferred to Penn State.
Which I actually saw him at the NFLPA collegiate game. So
he was the MVP of that game.
He actually won the MVP of that game, and that's actually one of the things that he said is that he actually needs to work on his man coverage. He's more of a.
So the one thing you're supposed to do is a safety.
Exactly.
Cover people.
Exactly. So
you're just fast, but
he knows he needs to work on his one-on-ones. But as far as making up ground, as far as like being able to jump up and make plays on the ball, read and track the ball, he's good on that note. He only had like 2 picks in college. He didn't have a lot of tackles. He really only had like a year and a half of starting.
He only started his last year, really.
But I think he's probably worth either a 7th round based on the He pretty much played himself from an undrafted free agent to a 7th round pick based off the NFLPA game and based off of the combine alone.
And then he has the pro day coming up, Penn State's pro day.
And pretty much, if he's not on PEDs, he'll probably be a great special teams player or a good special teams player.
Or not.
Okay, he'll at least get a special teams tryout.
New England will definitely try him out.
He'll be a special teams B player.
New England or Arizona will definitely try him out.
He could develop into a nice special teams player. Off of that speed.
He's Stuart Schweigert?
I mean, Stuart Schweigert started.
And was a Pro Bowl. I'm joking.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm just going to go by position groups. The defensive line, linebackers, edge rushers, and just defensive backs in general, a lot of them ran fast 40 times, had great workouts. But in particular, top guys like Roquan Smith and Tremaine Edmonds, both Smith ran a 4.51. Edmonds ran like a 4.
Bro, and Edmonds
4.54.
And Edmonds is
6'4",
19 years old.
That shit's ridiculous.
Which is crazy because it scares me.
He's like Von Miller but bigger.
It scares me because he doesn't really have a defined position. He could play edge, linebacker. He could
play every position at linebacker.
And I'm worried he might be a Moby Okoye.
A Moby Okoye?
Yeah, there you go.
Nah, Moby Okoye was like,
bro, it's hard.
Super young.
It's hard to be 19 years old and be in the NFL, bro.
Yeah, but he's a junior.
It's hard to be 19 years old and be in the NFL.
He's going on 20.
I don't care if your pops was in the league.
Okoye was like 18 going on 19 or 17. He was super young. But the thing with Edmonds is he actually has elite talent. So if you look at him,
you look
at Lorenzo Carter. Lorenzo Carter's the biggest freak of nature because he's 6'6", 250. He ran a 4.5 flat.
Bro, the Texans took Okoye in the
Okoye. He's a D tackle
in the top 15.
Edmonds played like a grown man in college, and he literally moves like a defensive back. And his brother had a great combine too.
And his brother's a safety.
Yeah, his brother literally ran like a 4.48, so he's a little bit faster than his brother, and he has like a 41-inch vertical. So the linebacker class won the draft for me because a lot of them ran really great 40 times.
And the other Georgia dude?
Lorenzo Carter, yeah, 6'6", 250, 4.5, 40. Probably played himself into the first or second round. Then you also have the D tackles that did really good. The one dude out of South Florida, forgetting his name right now, but he played in the NFLPA game.
Your boy Vita Vea.
Yeah. You also have Davenport ran pretty much Clowney type numbers, 4.58. The only difference is people are like, he's underdeveloped and he played at University of Texas San Antonio. But he's their all-time leading sack leader. So there's that. But then you have Josh Sweat.
And he can't bend and he needs to work on his hands.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a defined position. So
he kind of does, but he kind of needs to actually just get better at his craft. But then you have Josh Sweat, edge rusher, defensive end out of Florida State, who left for his junior year, had a really bad injury in high school, carried over to Florida State. But he ran a 4.53. I think he's like 252, 39.5-inch vertical. That's stupid for a defensive end. Like, that's ridiculous speed. That's like Clowney type numbers, literally. Clowney ran a 4.53. So you got those cats, and they're defensive ends, edge rushers, linebackers. This is a really fast group. A dude out of Wisconsin, Leon Jacobs, he ran 4.48. You got the linebackers. Like Uchenna Nwosu, he ran 4.6, but he kind of had like a bad start. But still, Leighton Von,
Boise State,
the Boise State linebacker, he ran a 4.6, like a 4.64 at 6'4", 256. That's ridiculous. That's Urlacher-esque. So this linebacker class is legit. They're fast and they're gonna go high. You're gonna get a lot of linebackers and defensive linemen the first 3 rounds of this draft.
Which, by the way, whatever his name is, Von, whatever. I don't know.
Aiden Esch.
Yeah, I don't know how to say his
dude
last
played 8-man football in
me.
high school and worked his way. His linebacker tape is really some of the best tape I've
he
ever
has
seen.
great tape, but he's not that fast.
He is fast.
And I think he's too tall to play inside linebacker. I don't think he's fast enough to play Will.
He runs a 4.6.
I don't know if he has the hands and strong enough to play Sam. So
he has a 39.5-inch vertical. He's athletic and explosive enough to play
I didn't say he wasn't. I don't know if he can cover, and I don't know if he covered.
Fast. He covered. He ran a 4.6. Dude, a 4.6.
Honestly, I'm not putting him in my first round, and a lot of people are.
That's because you just don't like Boise State linebackers. Sherry McClellan left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. But look what he's doing. He can cover for New England. He was good for them until he got hurt. This dude can legit play the run.
A first-round pick who can legit play the run. That sounds real exciting.
And he's actually, like, legit fast.
All right.
He's a thumper.
All right, so continue your list. Hurry up. You're rambling.
Like I said, pretty much the top corners. Denzel Ward ran a 4.32.
bought out 4.3.
Shout out to Perry Nickerson out of
Dante
Tulane.
All
ran 4.32s.
We already talked about.
A lot of these Josh Jackson was a disappointment because he ran 4.56.
Yeah, he really took himself out of the top 10.
I don't trust Iowa cornerbacks. I'm gonna keep saying it.
Which is something I wanted to bring
safety,
up.
Safety, yes, not corner.
Something I wanted to bring up is the small corner coming back. Like
the small, fast, agile corner who can play man and play zone and all that.
Because Ward is probably the best corner in this
5'10". No, he's 5'10". He definitely is. Dante Jackson only had like 7 bench press reps.
Yeah, so he's probably going to be the second
he's not
or third
press
round.
guy. Yeah. It's just certain cats, man. Like
Jari Alexander from Louisville.
Yeah,
he had a great combine
he's
too.
Incredibly competitive, and people thought he was slow. Then he ran a 4.38. I'm just like, haha.
All right.
A lot of these cats, like
Offense.
the Alabama corners, Tony Brown, Anthony Everett, both ran 4.35s, sub 4.3s. So, man, it's gonna be tough. Like, this is a deep class. Like, corners are running fast. Like, and they had 40 corners and like 20 DBs. It's insane.
And on the other side of the ball, the wide receivers ran slow as hell.
Bro, it's a lot of receivers who ran fast. There's a lot of big receivers who ran fast.
Yeah, 4.5s, which you slander people for 4.37,
4.48. Your guy, Equanimous Brown, St. Brown.
Second or third round pick.
Bro, you said he was a first round pick in your story.
I did not say
Don't backtrack. You said somebody would take a first rounder on him. Don't lie.
I said someone could take a first round flyer on him and fall in love with his potential.
Would be a terrible
I
idea.
said they could do that. I didn't say I would do
He's
that.
not even as good
I
as
didn't say they should
Floyd.
do that. I didn't say they should do that.
Put it in your story.
But let's not pretend like this receiver class is stacked because it's really not. There's a bunch of guys.
Boy.
There's a bunch of guys with holes, as we've talked about over the past 3 weeks.
Boy.
So one team is gonna say, "Oh, that's my guy," and I'm gonna take him in the first round.
Well,
I'm not saying they should. I'm saying you should wait until the second or third round and draft dude because that's gonna be the great value.
Bro, there's like 5 receivers I would take before him. 6, damn near. I'm taking James Washington before him. I'm taking Anthony Miller before him. It's route. A lot of cats said it. It's the route running and precision.
Calvin Ridley. I'm taking the Texas
SMU
A&M.
Sutton. But he's just a good pass. He's a pass. He's like
maybe.
he's a raw Demarius Thomas.
I probably would take Sutton over him.
There's 6 receivers you would take, and then you have I forget the dude.
But let's not act like we haven't seen 6 receivers go in the first round.
Yeah,
and for sure the first and second round we've seen that. So even if he's the 7th or 8th
there'll
receiver,
be a run on receivers
he's
in the
still a
4th
second
round.
or third receiver.
I would bet money.
And putting up 20 reps and putting up a 4.48 speed, those were good numbers.
6'5".
Those were good numbers for him. And he doesn't always show that on tape.
Because Notre Dame's offense was ass.
One receiver who really did disappoint me, and we already talked about Boise State, was your boy Cedric Wilson.
He ran a 4.55. That's good enough for him.
It's good enough.
A faster time at his pro day.
It's good enough, but he didn't play himself any higher. Like,
but that's who he is.
He played faster, and that might have been playing the Mountain West, but he definitely played faster than that.
He played clutch.
So
and he had mad shoulder injuries too. Like just he can return kicks. He can do a lot, and he played quarterback at his JUCO. Cedric Wilson's a baller. He's like a poor man's Juju Smith-Schuster.
And speaking of Boise State and legacies, your boy Dante Pettis ran slow as well.
I thought Dante Pettis didn't even run. I didn't even see his time.
I think he did. I think he did.
He probably ran a 4.6 too or something.
And yeah, it was something like that. Unless it was just one of those predicted ones.
His brother's Austin Pettis, former Boise State great.
Former Ram.
Yeah. Dante Pettis pretty much is a good punt returner. Oh, call in. Answer it. Hello.
You're live on the Touchdowns and Tangents Radio. Give us your name and location.
Where you from? Yep. Hello.
Someone got scared. Okay.
Oh, wait, they called back. All right, let's try it again. Fam, are you actually pressing the right button?
Nah, I'm not. Here we go.
It's the green button, you asshole. Jesus.
You're live on the Touchdowns and Tangents Radio Show. Give us your name and location.
Hi, my name is Courtney.
What?
I am Kenneth Frank James Berry, older sister.
She got the name right.
She almost said my name wrong.
So, you know, I'm going to get you. That's my job.